Hi, everybody. Rob Cootie here, the MLM Solution. I want to welcome you to today's podcast, which is going to be number 180, believe it or not, 180. And it's going to be, the subject matter is going to be long game versus short game. Look, there's two completely different approaches that you need to take based on what your goals are for your business. And we're going to be taking a deep dive into that because there's a lot of things you have to consider, a lot of things you have to do when you're doing the long game versus the short game. And it's going to help you determine what kind of activity, what kind of business you're going to build, and what kind of results you want. If you need that type of information, you do not want to miss today's episode. That being said, if you will, we ask for your help. As you know, the algorithms help us out, the algorithm helps those who help themselves. And you guys can help us get the word out about what we do, what we bring to the table, and this wonderful information that can empower people to do great things with this wonderful business model. But it all starts with the simple little thing called sharing. Human beings are great at sharing. And the social media platforms allow us, with just a second, to click on a button to share a location, a video, an audio, whatever the case may be. We ask that you help us get the word out to our fellow network marketers across the globe so they too can be exposed to this empowering information. And you can start that positive process by simply taking a few seconds to share our locations and our website, everything else, with the hashtag, the MLM Solution, hashtag the MLM Solution, or by simply clicking the share button. That being said, today, as I said, is going to be an important one. Long game versus short game. You do not want to miss it. We're going to be going live here. It's Wednesday, and it's going to be May 12th, believe it or not. Wednesday, May 12th. We're going to be going live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if I don't get off of here, I'm going to miss that deadline. So I'm going to hop off of here. I'll see you in a moment.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello there, Miss Marie. Happy hump day.
Good morning, Rob. It is Wednesday indeed.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
No, time keeps going on. I mean, yesterday was Tuesday, so if today wasn't Wednesday, that would be a problem.
Do you not realize I'm older than you? Do you not realize that every day goes by as one less I have?
Well, I think that's true of all of us, and you're just a little bit older than me, so, you know.
Well, if I'm just a wee bit older than you, then you look fantastic. I need that fountain of youth that you have.
Well, I'll tell you the secret. And we got into a conversation with this about this with a group of friends about a week ago. And we all figured out why it is that Joe and I look as young as we do. And it's because we never had any children.
Well, I would certainly say that played a huge part. The worry lines, as they call them.
Exactly. None of that going on here.
No, there certainly is not. No, I have minimal, but that's jeans and lotions and oils, to be honest with you. All right. Well, that being said, so if you want, buy our stuff. How's that? Go to our website, buy our creams, and you can get condoms there too, so you don't have kids either. So there you go. We got you covered all the way around.
Buy the lotions and potions, and the recommended form of birth control is abstinence. It's the only one proven to be 100% effective. I'm just going to put that out there.
Well, I was out of that ball game a long time ago, so it just didn't work for me. All right. So that being said, we're going to have an interesting show today. Tomorrow, just to let you guys know, we're going to be covering another important topic. Tomorrow's subject is going to be legal and insurance issues with your business, guys, things you must address. Unfortunately, because as we stated in yesterday's episode, treat it like the business that it is. Well, this is part of that, guys. You have to treat this business as it is. And today's episode ties into that too, because it's going to talk about, are you going to build, if you're going to treat the business like a business, then what's your goal? Is it a long game, short game? And then it's going to lead into the insurance aspect of it and the legal issues, because you do not want to build something that can be taken away from you by being sued. All right. So with that being said, let's get back to today's topic, podcast number 180. It is going to be the long game versus the short game. And there's a lot that goes on. It makes up the difference between the two of those. And we're going to touch on those today. And you absolutely need to know that, because we talk about all the time, know what you want from your business, whether it's a lifestyle, whether it's the money, whatever it is that you need from your business is going to tell you what type of business to build, either small, medium, or large, right? Or a legacy type business. All right. So you're going to have a clear path. You're going to have it in your head, and your body's going to automatically go into that building mode. Hey, I got to build a medium-sized business. And bam, you're going to get out there and start the activity that's necessary to create that medium-sized business. Okay, well, I need to do this short term because I need big money now, and I've got to give myself a year or 2 years. So I got to get started now. Totally, as you can see, the type of game, long game versus short game, guess what? Is going to determine your activity, all right, and your approach. So we're going to talk about that today. We'll take a deep dive in all that. Also, before we get started, as we always do, what not to do in network marketing, it's on sale for the next 24 hours, limited time, only $47, instant $150 savings. It's normally $197, and yes, we have sold them that at $197, and worth every penny of it at $197, and absolute still at only $47. As I said, it's limited for the next 24 hours only. All you have to do is go to the store, and you'll see this available to you right away. 146 paragraphs, 146 audio files, and many training videos. All right. And this information is not only going to expose you to the type of information we bring to the table for our fellow network marketers across the globe, but it also empowers you to become this wonderful, focused business building machine that's capable of accomplishing amazing things in this great business model. Don't miss out on that, guys. And if you missed any of our podcasts, not only do we have the most recent podcast on our website, but we have the past week's podcast on there as well. Plus, you get a free gift. What a deal, huh? All you have to do is fill out the form. There's no shenanigans with that form. You're not going to be sold in any follow-up emails. If you get any emails at all from us, it'll be a notice to say, hey, here's some more free stuff that you might be interested in. But that's it. And the free gifts change all the time. So go there, watch the replay of the past episodes, the past week, a great way to catch up, and way to watch the most recent episode. All right, with that being said, Miss Marie, I think we're ready to go. And it's going to be an interesting topic today. And it's one of my favorites. And, a lot of people say, well, has you covered something similar to this before? Well, no, not really. Because when you're talking about a long game versus short game, it ties into the products that we're talking about. And when you let me give you a real life example. I Miss Marie and I, well, let's use Miss Marie as an example. She decides she's going to go back into business. All right. She's saying, okay, I want to live this type of lifestyle. And she says, in order to do that, I got to create this much money. And in order to do that, I got to sponsor the following number of people. I got to have basically this many leaders in my business. I got to create basically this much volume in my business. So she will re-engineer, backwards engineer, whatever you want to call it, the numbers in network marketing down to where when she takes her first step in the business building process, she'll know exactly her roadmap to those results. But she may run into a company that's already 2 years old. So she immediately knows this is a short game. She knows that that company may have 2 years max of real profits available. So her short game right away, her mindset's totally different versus a company that she found hasn't legally opened its doors yet. Its official launch is going to be August 1st, but they're in the pre-launch mode, which a smart company is going to do. Okay. They will build as many distributors as they can, the largest distributor force as they possibly can before August 1st, right, Ms. Marine? So when it goes live, the volume explosion that takes place of people placing orders is astronomical. And that's a smart way to do it, okay? You could catapult that company into exponential growth within the first 2-3 months of its existence. Okay. Now, if she runs into a company like that, that's its official launch date is August 1st, guess what's going to happen? That's a long game because she knows he has 3 to 5 years, which is a totally different approach. You say, well, Rob, you're always saying go for the gusto right out of the gate. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. That's not what I'm saying. You are jumping ahead of the game. What the long game means in this situation is that Miss Marie has the capability, if she so chooses, to have a phase 3, 4 business building. In other words, she could use phase 3 and 4, the business building process. She could actually do a phase 5 and 6, which is nothing more than another 90-day mini blast in phase 5 and identify and work with leaders in phase 6. And the legacy position becomes, guess what? Phase 7. Okay. But if that company is rocking and rolling in its 3rd year, and she says, man, we are on a roll. I'm going to run this thing for the next 2 years. And off she goes. And she starts doing phase 5. Okay. Guys, that's the long game. She sees, because she was with the company in the pre-launch mode and she's been with it the whole time. She sees where these guys, because she's a top earner, she has access to the owners, the CFO, the international expansion person, all of that. And you know what? They're telling her, Murray, we're really on a roll. We're debt free. We have this product coming down the road. We're going to be expanding into the following countries down the road. And Marie's like, yes. she's rocking. She's saying, I may be tired, but man, I got a chance to create wealth. She may actually, guys, this is no joke, have the ability to make $3-4 million, maybe more. Okay. And she will make more down the road if the company sticks around 10 years. She'll make more than $3 or $4 million. But I'm talking about instant hard cash that's a result of her hard work and her growing business. Okay, guys, that could be life-changing money. Okay, hopefully with the first $1 million, she's bought her home, paid off her cars, helped her families and all that. The next $3 million, $4 million is all profit that she can invest or whatever she chooses to do with. Okay, that is a long game. Okay, but if she comes into this company that's rocking and rolling and she doesn't come in until year 2 or 3, she knows that year 5 is a watershed moment. She knows this is a short game. She's not worried about making $3 or $4 million. She's worried about making as much money as she possibly can in this short 2-year period. Okay. Right, Miss Marie?
Well, it is. And I think one of the interesting aspects we need to talk about here is one actually better than the other? Is it better to do the short game or is it better to do the long game?
It has to do with age, health, your goals. I say always the short game is the way to go for me. A 90-day mini blast, by the time you do a 90-day mini blast and identify and work with the leaders, Miss Marie, 6 to 7 months has gone by. And that's not counting that you're maintaining a family, you're maintaining your job. You're going to be wore out. I'll be honest with you. You are going to be wore out. And every once in a while, you got to take a breather. Now, we talked about the loss of momentum. Guys, go back, check that. You got to listen to that because you don't want to lose your momentum. But as human beings, we're not made to operate at 100% level all the time. If you do, you're going to start to frazzle. You might think you're Superman. You might think, but you know what? Your health is going to start to suffer without you knowing it. You're going to push people away. You're going to get agitated. You're going to be really tired. Because look, human beings are tired in multiple ways. Mentally, they get tired. Spiritually, they get tired. Internally, in other words, your organs and everything are working overtime. They're not getting the nutrition. They're pumping harder, trying to find that nutrition, trying to support the energy that's necessary to keep you focused and moving. And you're not supplying enough sleep. You're not supplying the basics, sleep and nutrition and water. What do you call that?
Hydration.
Hydration. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. So the bottom line is that you're not supplying the basics and your body's working really hard. And sometimes some people are more susceptible to those long-term health issues and end up developing a serious health issue because they didn't get enough sleep, enough nutrition, enough hydration because dehydration can cause real issues. Okay. And if your mouth gets cotton mouth, it's already too late. You're dehydrated. Okay. I don't know if you all know that, but that's the way it is. So here's the thing. Having proper balance is key. The long game makes it hard to maintain that 100% level, operating level. And in other words, maintaining a family, a job, and your growing business long term. Okay. The only way, Miss Marie, that I know that you can overcome that is to do the short game, build it as fast as you can, make as much money as you can so you can quit your job or leave your business. And we did an episode on that, on how hard it is for people to walk away. And I could tell you story after story after story in my network marketing journey where a leader had to call somebody like Marie and say, Marie, let's talk. What, Rob? Marie, you're making $100,000 a month. Why are you still working? Well, I love my job. I've been at my job for 15 years. Marie, you're going to jeopardize that $100,000 a month by holding on to your job. You're going to jeopardize your health by trying to do too much too long. You're making $100,000 a month. you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I got a retirement in the next 5 years. Well, Marie, what about $100,000 a month doesn't answer your retirement problems? You see what I'm saying? Now it's a decision Marie has to make. We did an episode on that. I have a different opinion about that. You go back and watch that episode. But Miss Marie, I've seen that happen many times, where the person that has created this amazing business had to be snapped into reality because they were trying to do too much. And it was costing them, in their health and their family situation, because their family was getting pissed off because there was very little time for them.
Right.
So you have a situation where the long game can be a real big issue unless you leave your job. If you're making $100,000 a month, you got to seriously consider leaving your job because you'll jeopardize that $100,000 a month in this incredible business that you've created, okay, because you're holding on to the job. You need to have two things that are important in your life at this particular moment, your business and your family, okay? And you're going to have to make a tough decision. Once again, we did an episode on that. And it's an individual decision, and there's no right or wrong answer here. I wish we could give you a hardcore, straightforward, draw a line in the sand type answer, but it's based on an individual basis. I will tell you, though, Miss Marie, the short game in my book, even if it's only making $500,000, is the answer. What you want to do, Miss Marie, is make that $500,000 as quick as you can. Sit back for a moment or two, take a deep breath, and say, do I want to do a phase 3 and 4 to take that $500,000 up to $1 million?
Mm-hmm.
Will that $1 million answer my issues? Okay. And once again, all the variables that go into play here is the international expansion the company's going to go through, how long the company's been around, when you joined that company, what phase, as you know, there's 3 phases of growth for a company. What phase is that company in? Okay. Do you need to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out? You're going to have to make that decision. Because look, Miss Marie, if you're going to do a phase 3 and 4, you want it to be financially feasible, right? You want the reward. And if you can do a phase 1 or 2 in a new company and make more money than you would if you were to do a phase 3 or 4 with the company you're with right now, then maybe you need to move to that new company and do a phase 1 and 2, and make a ton more money with that new company versus wasting your valuable time with the company you're with right now with a phase 3 and 4 attack. What do you think?
I absolutely agree. One of the things I wanted to ask, though, is it's possible to go in with a short game mindset and as you move along, transition to more of a long game, is it not?
Absolutely. And that's the approach you should take. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're with an old company, it's long game all the way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's going to take you longer to develop the type of income and lifestyle you want in an older company than it is a new company. We all know that. So without any doubt, if you're going to go to an old company, which we advocate that you take a serious look at based on your situation and what you want. Okay. And we talked about that. We're going to be doing an episode on that very shortly because there's some unique perspectives and things you need to consider when you're looking at joining the network marketing industry. And if you are, in fact, looking at one of the older companies and also concerning a new company, we're going to give you some guidelines and some barometers you need to look at and think about before you make that decision, because that decision will have an impact on your results, obviously. So, but Miss Marie, the long game is certainly and when I mean long game, when you go to an older company, we talked about this, I think Monday, guys, it doesn't mean you go to turtle pace. It doesn't mean you become a grinder. Okay. Long game means that in certain situations, like if it's a new company and it's year one, then the long game is you have maybe 3, 5, or 7 years. Okay. And network marketing, that's a long time. I mean, it flies by, but it's a long time. Okay. If you go to an old company, you know that it could take you 2 to 3 years to develop the type of income and lifestyle. Okay. That doesn't mean you just, oh, well, I'll get to it. Oh, yeah. No, you do the speed and urgency. You do the same thing that you do. Look, the business building process does not change, whether it's an old company, new company. Still speed and urgency, still 90-day goals, blah, 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 blah. All right. But you got to look at the older company as a longer term commitment to develop the income and lifestyle you want. Okay. It's just the nature of the beast. The short game, as Miss Marie said, can lead into the long game. As a matter of fact, that's the approach we teach you all the time. Look, if you just follow what we tell you, if you just follow the business building system, what do we always promote? It's so true. Your goal is to what? Develop 10,000 group volume. Use a 90-day mini blast to lay the foundations so that your business will develop to 10,000 group volume. That puts you at the doorstep of making a major decision. We talked about that. We did an episode on that. Okay. The bottom line is you're all on the cusp, if you create 10,000 group volume, of possibly going big time. Okay. Well, if you go out there and you create that 10,000 group volume in a relatively short period of time, it gives you the ability to look at the company, this new company, in a long-term fashion, meaning that if you create 10,000 group volume in your first 6-7 months with this new company, then you have another 2 years where you could maximize the financial opportunity that new company is providing you, right, Miss Marie? And that's what phase 3 and 4 is about. So yes, short term, certainly with a new company leads into a long-term game plan, but you don't want to go into a new company with a long-term game plan, because I'm telling you, that could turn overnight. If you filly fart around, that company could go out of business within 18 months. And if you haven't gotten out there and busted your butt, you're going to be kicking yourself in the rear end for a long time. Right, Ms. Marie?
Absolutely. And again, it's one of the reasons we advocate looking for the new company so you can leverage that growth curve trajectory that they're on, as opposed to an established company that's already kind of gone through that huge growth curve and they're a little bit more stable now, which is why if you're going with an established company, you've got to go with a long game aspect, because our assumption is you're going into that established company because you're more interested in the security, because you are looking at doing this more long term. So it becomes a long game right off the bat, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
So otherwise you have to go in with the short game mindset, because although you may want it to be a long-term situation, just because of the volatility that comes with newer companies, it may become a shorter game on you.
Right.
So you have to go into a short game with a short game mindset.
That's right. She's absolutely right. And that is key. Write that down, what she just said. Short mindset for a short game. You got to. Now, look, let me clarify something here. Miss Marie runs into a new company. She gets her butt out there. She knows what she's doing. Bam. She reverses engineers the numbers. Of course, she already knows them off her head anyway, but I use that terminology so you guys can understand, and maybe you'll do it. You'll determine the lifestyle you want. You determine the money that will support that lifestyle. I need $25,000 a month in order to have that. And then you reverse engineer it. How do I create $25,000 a month in this comp plan with this company? And it'll go all the way down to the first step you take in this business building process, utilizing our 5 simple steps. Now, that being said, look, if I go into a new company, or Miss Marie goes into a new company, she's going to have a short-term mindset and a short game plan, because she knows that this company go out of business anytime. And if she gets 3 years, she's counting her lucky stars. Okay, if she gets 5, she's jumping up and down, especially if it's still growing. But here's the thing: in her short time with that company, whether it's 3 years for 5 years, her goal is to make as much money as quickly as she can. Why? Because it's going to set up her long-term life. Her long-term life, whether it's through investments, whether it's through paying everything off and buying the home of her dreams and living off the rest of it. She is looking long-term for her life, but she's doing a short-term game in the business, in the actual business building process. She's using that momentum, that growth to create the money she wants to support the lifestyle she wants to live. So she's looking 10 years down the road. Well, I want to build this house. I want to live here. I want to put money in the account for property taxes, so I never have to worry about that. I want to have investments for my retirement. I want to pay off the kids' education. I want to have new vehicles, so I don't have to worry about anything. And once she's done all that, she's like, I'm good to go. And that means she could live the rest of her life. Even if she had to go back and have a job, if her house and everything's paid for, she can get a $30,000, $40,000 a year job to pay for groceries, electricity, whatever it is she wants to do. She set herself up for the rest of her life. Okay? Because she did things the right way. She used the short game to develop her lifelong goals. On the other hand, you have somebody that's 45, 46 years old, looks at the old company, says, hey, you know what? The economy has taken a hit on my retirement. I don't want the volatility and the uncertainty of a new company. I see value in this. I can see how I can create the 10,000 group volume with this line of products. The comp plan seems more than fair. It's been around a long time. I like everything I see here with this older company. And you know what? I just want to create 30, 40, 50,000, maybe $100,000 extra a year. Okay. And I'm going to stay with this company until the day I take my last breath. Well, that could be another 20 years. If they have $50,000 over the next 20 years, guys, that's a lot of money. That'll support a really nice lifestyle, Miss Marie. And guess what? They're not killing themselves. They're maybe a postal worker. They've got a retirement. They've got good insurance. This $50,000 extra a year helps put them in a lifestyle that they never dreamed. And they finish off their postal. They got a retirement coming from there. They have great insurance. And now they've got this $50,000 that's going to continue to step in and support their retirement, right?
Absolutely.
And that's the long game, guys. And it's just as powerful and just as effective and meets the needs of a certain group of people as well as the short game with a new company. How powerful is that? How versatile is that? So there's pros and cons that goes with each one of them. And it's all based on an individual, their age, their timing in life, what they want, what their ultimate goal is. Miss Marie, you got anything to add?
No, I don't. I think we covered this really well. And it's again, it's an aspect of this business that not a lot of people think about. And I don't know that there's anyone else out there talking about this type of thing either.
Absolutely not. No. And you know what? This episode today, is especially, Miss Marie, is invaluable to people because this is clarification. This helps people lay out a game plan. Mm-hmm. They use our 5 simple steps in combination with what episode today. How could you not lay out an effective game plan, Miss Marie, regardless of what company you choose? Yep. You know? So, you could go, as we said, we're going to close it out. We've done a really good job here. We're going to close this out. Guys, if you go to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, there's a wealth of information there. But if you become a member of our 5 simple steps business building system, I'm going to tell you something. It's all right there in chronological order. When you become a lifetime member, and we're offering a lifetime membership right now, that's not going to be around forever. Okay. We're doing that as a benefit to you guys because we know we're the new kids on the block. We know that we have to prove ourselves, and we're willing to take a financial hit to prove to you that what we bring to the table will absolutely empower you to do great things in this business model. There's 5 simple steps, guys. Business building system. You become a lifetime membership no matter what we add coming down the road. The Building MLM Online, the MLM Masters Academy, all of that stuff is going to be free to you. How can you beat that? And all of those different sites address.
Oh, Rob, did we lose your sound there?
Masters Academy that we coming down the road. Lose. Okay. Can you hear me?
There you are. Yep, you're back. Okay.
Did you all see this? Did they see that?
Yep, that came up, and that's about where we lost the sound. So
okay, what about there? Did they see that?
Building MLM Online.
I need to fix that, but those things are coming, guys.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff coming down the pike here, a lot of exciting things. So it looks like Rob's having a little bit of an internet struggle, which is a bummer. Oh, there he is. He's back again.
Am I back?
Yeah, I think you're back. I was just about to say it's a good thing we're getting ready to close this out because it looks like your internet's getting hiccupy.
It is. It's been a challenge today. That's so aggravating. Anyway, with that being said, we got rid of those bugaboos for a long time, and all of a sudden now, I think it's more my computer than the internet. Anyway, that being said, guys, I just wanted to show you you can learn all of the important stuff you need to know by going to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page, but it's all convoluted. Good luck in trying to figure it out and to piece it together. But as you'll see very shortly, I'll show some graphics and in the very near future that will show you how everything is lined out in a chronological manner so that you become a lifetime member. You don't have to worry about what step goes where. Everything's laid out. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 in this process. And then you go to the next process. Here's step 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the process. And this process will forge to the previous process, and then it's all laid out. And you know exactly, oh, I need to fill that out. Oh, I need to do that. Oh, that's how I use that. And it lays it out literally like this. So you don't miss a thing. And why do you do that? Because good duplication is encouraged when you have each and every step completed in the proper manner. Remember, consistent, correct business building activity is the most important thing we can say to you. And our membership area is set up so that one step leads to the other. And it's just like laying blocks one on top of the other. Okay. So that when you start the business building process, you're as prepared as anybody's ever been in this business. And you know that you covered all the bases, right, Miss Marie? Absolutely. Yep. And that's the importance of becoming a member. And you say, well, what's I got to do with today's episode? Because if you're going to have long game or short game, guys, you have to do the right things and the right steps to take full advantage of what these companies bring to your doorstep. All right, Miss Marie, I think we're done. I think we covered everything we needed to. I think so. So tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. Why is Eeyore up on the screen? Are you sad that the episode's over? Just having a little fun. I thought it would catch everybody off guard. That's funny. But tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, we are going to be talking about legal and insurance issues you're going to want to address with your business. Now, we're not professionals, of course. We're just going to be speaking from our experience. And it's going to be opinion and educational material only, as we can't provide professional advice. But between Rob and I, we have quite a bit of experience in this area. And there are some things you need to consider that, again, depending on the network marketing company you're in, the organization you're a part of, you may not be hearing about this. And it is important information to know. It is. Look forward to talking about that tomorrow. I agree. All right, Miss Marie, I don't know about you, but we need to get off here before the internet decides to destroy us. I think so. Let's go. All right.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.